Okay, it has been a while since we've been here on the VR channel, but today I wanted to finally come on here and actually do something for once. I've been super busy working on Absurd Above All Else, which is a new book that I released recently. I've been working a little bit on the other main channel, the Danny Ball sub channel. I've been working a little bit, of course, on a new card game and everything like that, which might come out later this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But I have so many other projects going on right now that I just haven't had too much time to actually even play VR, let alone make VR content. But here I am returning, and I've spent the last handful of days working on this new VR chat world here that you should be seeing now. This is a location that is actually featured in Absurd Above All Else. It is the wrong place. And today I thought it might be fun to kind of just explore this new VR chat world that I made here for you guys, and also share and read that short story as I explore this weird place. Let's go ahead and start by reading the story. It's short, only a handful of pages, so let's begin. And then a right, you were supposed to go right, and now you found yourself somewhere you have never been. A place so strange that you wonder how no one has ever talked about it before. How have you never heard of this place? What is this place, you questioned. Looking around didn't do much to help figure out where. There was a lot of nothing, a lot of something, and a lot of everything. One moment you were taking a left down an alley, absolutely sure it would lead you to the forest, and now you are here, the voice explained. The voice belonged to a dragon. Not one of those huge, terrifying dragons with 4 limbs plus wings and all that. No, it was one of those wormy-looking ones that didn't have wings, but had fancy mustaches instead. Green and blue in color, and longer than whatever this place was, its voice wasn't like anything you'd ever heard. So where am I then? The dragon swirled around the area and somehow generated light to brighten the entire room. It was messy, with thousands and thousands of random things which stretched for miles. It seemed the exact measurements would remain hidden to you forever. The answer waited for you to stop gasping at the sight of what was revealed to you. When you were no longer spinning in place to view everything, the dragon, at last, explained to you what was going on. You are in the wrong place, it said. Wrong place? Well, I figured that out rather quickly, you ignorantly replied. Here in the wrong place, you can find everything from pocket watches to solid gold statues, and even that one thing you forgot you hid under your bed that one time. The dragon pulled the items out of nothingness as it listed them off, and then went into full song and dance. There wasn't much room for your input, sadly, as this was a solo. Items floated all around you as the dragon continued singing, and by this time, you were really getting into the beat. The dragon added a bit of fire breathing to its dance, and throughout the song you learned many things about the wrong place. The wrong place was not a pocket dimension, or some other universe, or some weird time travel thing, or anything you or anyone else had ever heard of. It was its own unique thing. The way it worked was by people going the wrong way in just the right way, and believing it was the right way the whole time. By doing that, you had stumbled into the wrong place. Now, all the objects had gotten there from people doing the same thing, except when putting objects away or going for their object, only to look for it in just the wrong way. With the song over, your spirits were lifted, and you were eager to see what you could do here. So, can I just take anything from here? You asked with a little hop. The dragon waved its finger at you. Taking anything would gain you nothing. What does that mean? The dragon made a teacup appear from nothing, and it sipped something out of it. It made an entire tea set with chairs and a table appear next, and they floated above you. Come and sit with me, the dragon requested. It sat in one of those floating chairs, and so you shrugged your shoulders, hopped into the air, and grabbed onto the foot of the other chair. With a heavy struggle, you managed to climb up the chair and sit in it. Once that was done, it was fairly easy to stop yourself from falling off of it. Of course, that didn't stop you from being afraid of exactly that. The dragon offered you your own teacup with some kind of liquid in it, and you accepted it just to be polite. So, here in the wrong place, we are about everything. That means we are about nothing, the dragon stated. That doesn't make any sense. You can't be both. What I mean is that we don't treat possessions as anything of value. A teacup is a teacup, a gold watch is just a watch, and so on. Understand? Are you trying to teach me not to be greedy when you are literally surrounded by everything you could ever want? Unlike me, you have no way of knowing what my desires are. Here in the wrong place, I can see anything, and so I know of yours. Fine then, if I am not allowed anything, where's the exit? Am I at least allowed that? Sure! The dragon breathed fire upward, and the room changed slightly. Several hundred doorways appeared in random places. Some were against walls like you'd expect, others floated in the air, and surprisingly, there were some very small ones on objects, such as the teacup you were holding. The moment you noticed the doorway on your teacup, you jolted in fear and tossed it to the floor. There are countless exits and infinite entrances to the wrong place, the dragon explained. You looked around in every direction, trying to take in all the exits that were appearing everywhere. Which one brings me where I want to be? You have nowhere to be, the dragon stated, almost terrifyingly. What do you mean? I was on my way somewhere very important when I ended up here. Well, maybe here is more important. Well, that's bullshit. Tell me how to get out of here. A pile of actual bullshit appeared behind you, and the dragon pointed it out. That is bullshit, the dragon stated smugly. You're ready to strike at the dragon now. You fearlessly stood on the chair and prepared yourself to launch at the dragon. Mere seconds after standing, the dragon moved, and the table and chairs fell out of the air. You fell with it and looked even more of a fool than before. Fine. If you aren't going to tell me how to get out of here, I'm just going to, I'll give you a new identity, the dragon exclaimed. You shook your head, confused as to where you were going with your threat and confused as to what the dragon meant. You have nowhere to be. That's the whole thing about being here, the dragon continued. Being here means no one is going to miss you. You've been lost to the world you've come from. That's bullshit, you yelled. Multiple piles of bullshit fell from the sky onto you. The dragon turned towards you and began laughing. Yes, it is! The dragon twirled its finger and all the shit flew away off of you. It was as if it never fell on you, but the psychological effects of having that happen would never leave you. You're saying I'm not wanted. I know that's not true. I was on my way to a date when I ended up here, you argued. I never said you weren't wanted, I said you won't be missed. It's the same when you lose a sock or a pencil or the Declaration of Independence, the dragon explained. No one cares. It'll be replaced, eventually found, or just not sought after. But that's the same as not wanted. Surely my date will miss me. Surely they will look for me. The dragon summoned a collection of tissues to circle you in the air like annoying butterflies. You did your best to ignore them, but you needed to release some of the rage inside, so you swatted at them. You know, I do like encores. I could sing the song again if you'd like, the dragon offered. No, I just want out of here. I want to go back to the forest where I was headed. It doesn't work like that. Honestly, did you even listen to my song? I worked really hard on it, you know, the dragon said, calling the tissues to themselves to use. But you just opened up like 50 doorways to different places, you argued. The dragon breathed fire into the air above you both, and several doors came out of the fire and landed on the ground upright. The dragon went from door to door, opening them each and revealing nothing on the other side of them. The realization began to hit you that the doorways you were shown earlier didn't actually lead anywhere. A sense of denial came over you next, and you rushed to different doors, opening them each and running through. They never led anywhere other than the other side of the door. Hyperventilating came third, followed by tears that the butterfly tissues came to absorb. Finally, the dragon came from behind and patted you on the head. What do I do? You asked with desperation. A flurry of IDs fell from the sky above you like rain from a storm cloud and nearly buried you. You poked your head through the IDs and took a deep breath as if you breached the surface of water. You looked over the IDs, each of them was original and looked similar enough to you that it would be easy to assume it was you. New identity, the dragon proclaimed. There's some pretty good ones in there. Doctors, lawyers, bankers. One or two of those are even government leaders and very famous people. The IDs flew around you as the dragon mentioned more and more identities. You angrily slapped the IDs away and climbed out of the pile of IDs. I don't want any of these lives. I want my life. Well, you could stay here and keep me company. Ooh, I have so many board games I've never been able to play. The dragon summoned many tall stacks of board games around itself. Is there really nothing you can do? The dragon shook its head, but you refused to believe nothing could be done. You were going to give me a new identity, though. That means you have a way to send me back, you claimed. The people you would assume the identity of are people that are sought after, people that are being looked for, and so on. Once their dead bodies are found, you won't be able to take their place anymore, the dragon explained. But why can't you do the same for me, even if I'm not sought after? Just do what you would have done, but keep me the same person and in the place I want. I can only put things back where they belong. As I said before, you don't belong anywhere. Not unless you become something or someone else. You sighed in defeat. There really was no hope. Unless... Is there any chance I will be looked for again? The dragon paused to think. It seemed like they were hesitating to answer you, and it provided a sense of hope. The very last one. Finally, the dragon nodded. Yes, that is possible, I suppose. That is the case with some things here, anyway. But I can't guarantee it will happen in your lifetime, the dragon answered. The question came to you. Stay here in hopes of being sought after one day, or return now under a new life. There wasn't a right or wrong answer. Many would easily take returning under a new life, especially if it meant you were taking the place of a celebrity or a person of power. Many others would easily wait in hopes of getting their regular life back. The real answer only came when evaluating your own life. So what is your life like? What is your choice? And that is the wrong place. That is one of the many short stories that is in Absurd Above All Else. There is like a ton of stories here. There's over 30 different short stories in this book. A lot to read and experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this and also enjoyed the different little locations here in the VR chat world and whatnot. So if you did enjoy all this, please do consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel or something like that. I'm going to be making some more VR content. Hopefully we can get things back on track here soon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys had a fun New Year's recently, and I hope that you guys enjoy your future here on out for this year, because it's going to be a wonderful year. So yeah, do all those things, and remember, most importantly, to stay asleep.